American Man Radio with your host, Joe Lyles.
Edward Snowden is still holed up in the Moscow airport. There were reports that he was going to be permitted to leave the airport, but while they consider his temporary asylum request. But apparently that's not true. The Russian government is still not ready to take him in, embrace him. For those of you who think that a national security, a U.S. national security state is a terrible thing and Edward Snowden is a hero, what is Edward Snowden doing in Russia? I mean, Russia is not exactly a paragon of liberty, and it's not exactly a paragon of an open society. I need to explain, and I need you to understand you need the perspective on this. What do I think about the national security state? What do I think about data mining? What do I think about the war on terror? What do I think about the current president's role in all of this? Because these are the big issues. These are what people debate. What would happen if Barack Obama let one through? You know, like George W. Bush let one through. He actually let three through. What would happen if Barack Obama let one through? What happened if somebody set off a dirty nuke in Long Beach? If you're the president and you allow a catastrophe like that, what's going to happen to you? The president is soft on terrorism. And, this is because, we haven't taken these things seriously. We haven't made this we've treated this like a law enforcement issue instead of treating it like a military issue. And you want to know why the president has allowed data mining to continue? Because data mining is a tool for finding people who are talking to each other about setting bombs off in Manhattan. They're going to communicate. How did they find Osama bin Laden? Data mining. They were listening. They were listening, and they were paying attention, and they picked up the signals intelligence from the cell phone that his courier was talking on. Osama bin Laden enforced a rule that apparently he allowed to lapse. I'm not exactly sure how all it worked. All the fine details, but basically, Osama bin Laden, you had to turn your cell phone off and pull the battery out before you went to see him. See, they knew how it worked. They understood how it worked. Osama bin Laden knew what the United States government was capable of doing. This is how we catch these jokers. And by the way, do I have any sympathy for radical Islam? No, I don't. They're not about social justice. They just want power. They want to create a theocracy. I don't want a theocracy. I don't want one here, and I don't want one there. And I don't want to deal with theocrats. And by the way, if you're running for president, you're running to preside over the capitalist imperialist state. The United States is the hegemonic power on earth. If you want to run to preside over that, then there are compromises that you have to make. And if you're a radical who wants to change the fundamental relationships that create that imperialistic hegemonic state, if you want to undermine the hegemony of that state, if you want to loosen the grip of capitalist elites on the global economy, you are still going to have to make compromises. You can't just sashay out and talk your radical talk and ever win the election. And if you come out and start talking it, the president is he does not exist in a vacuum. And people just don't understand that. They think he can just say anything he wants to. You can just get elected president and you can just advocate any old thing you want to. And there's no social structure and there's no power structure. There's the word, power structure. There's a power structure. And you must operate within the power structure or you won't have any power. You don't have power because you have an office. You have power because of the power structure. Because of who you know and who supports you and who doesn't. You want to know why we've still got a national security? Barack Obama didn't clap his hands and make the national security state go away. Well, now you know why. So why don't we give him a break?
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyles at joelylesradio.com.